everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Deadbeat Son with your host, Tré Lamb. Let me cover myself up, my goodness. Jeez, what am I doing? Episode 41 of Deadbeat Son with your host, Tré Lamb. That was a little L King coming at you. X's and O's, L King. She's dope, dude. I saw L King live in concert just the other night. And, man, she's cool, dude. You know? My first country concert, you could say. And I did say that because it was. It was a great show. A lot of, people out there having a good time. A lot of white folk. Just being white, dude. Just having fun being white. And it was cool, man. She's dope, too. She came out, talking about, drinking a tall White Claw. That's always sick, dude. She's clawed up. You know what I mean? She was like, and then just a great show. She was drinking, she was smoking. There was I'm pretty sure it was a joint. It had to have been. I mean, unless any law enforcement is trying to build a case against her, in which case it was water vapor wrapped in a blunt. But yeah, she was cool, dude. She just came out. People went absolutely bonkers for her, and she's just puffing on that joint towards the end of the show, sharing it around with the band members. I was like, man, I wish I played guitar or drums. I tried, man. I can play, I can maybe do some campfire songs on the guitar, but nobody likes that guy. Nobody likes the guy who can kind of play a couple songs on guitar, right? I mean, also I'm like messing it up. Like that's such a buzzkill. It's like strumming the wrong. Oh, hold on. Let me start over. Damn it. Let me try again here. And everyone's just sitting around like, Jesus, this guy, Piano's the same way. I used to play piano when I was in high school. Not for anything, just because, it was my solace. It was my happy place. Just playing that, tickling them ivories. That's what they call it, man. And, man, I loved it. But then, it's hard to, spindle pianos aren't very portable, so I couldn't really lug that bad boy around with me. It's the same deal, though. Like, what, just like playing it. Oh, damn it, messed up. Hold on. I got it. And they never got it. Whenever somebody's playing an instrument and screwing up, they go, hold on, I got it. The only time I've seen that, like, a successful version of that is Green Day's song "Good Riddance" (parentheses time of your life). Good Riddance (parentheses time of your life). Where at the beginning he like strums it, and it goes yeah. Hold on, and then just nails it. You know what I mean? That's the only time I've ever seen that actually be successful. The rest of the time, you're just sitting around waiting for this 36-year-old dude to remember how to play an instrument, and that's not fun for anyone. It's embarrassing for the guy or for the individual. Then you see these people who just like freaking like that guitarist dude. He had a handkerchief around his neck. Dude looked like a freaking gaucho, dude, which was my mascot in college. Go Gauchos. Yeah, dude, he was just, and then L King brought over the joint to the drummer, who just kept going as she's like passing the joint over to him. ooh, yeah. You know what I mean? I was like, duh, it's so cool. It's a good thing I didn't have this mentality when I was a child. I mean, there were children there, and just watching her party was cool, man. I can't wait to have um that much you know, less responsibility where I can just go out on a Tuesday and just get drunk off White Claws. I did drink a Bud Light. I'm sorry to say, you know, I know that this is a controversial topic right now. I did drink a Bud Light. Now, does that make me trans? I don't know. If it does, so be it. Some people won't be very surprised. Um, you know, I've been told that I am trans passing or gay passing. Um, so that's how I feel about that. Um, you know, my like I when I was a kid, my favorite band was Simple Plan, as some of you may know. I have a very close relationship with that band, in that one of them fornicated with my mother, so I feel a connection with them. They may not feel that same connection with me. That doesn't matter because I know how I feel. Um, and I feel like I am entitled to get to hang with them at least, you know. I imagine that'd be pretty difficult for the band though. Like I went and saw them. I mean, I did an episode about it. One of the like first 10 or 15 episodes of the podcast. Um, you know, I made the sign. I think I showed you guys the sign that I made, brought it to the show. And part of me, a little part of me, look, anytime you're at a concert, anytime I've been to a concert, there's always that little part of me that's like, man, what if they, you know, it'd be cool if they asked me to come up on stage and sing with them, right? I mean, we've all had that thought. And as unrealistic as it may be, I still do it. Even at the El King concert, I thought, wow, what, you know what I mean? Maybe she just picks me out and says, "Hey, I've seen your clips. Do you want to come up and, you know, sing a song?" Didn't happen. It's never happened to me. But when I went to that Simple Plan concert and I had the sign there and I kept showing it, and the guy, the one guy, it wasn't the whole band that um, boned my mom. It was just one guy. And he saw it. He saw the sign, and he like gave me a nod, and he laughed, and he pointed at me. You know, gave me a little point. I was kind of hoping that I would get to go, you know, hang out with them or meet them after the show. And I was kind of bummed that it didn't. But then I thought, wow, what a crazy thought for me to have. What an absolutely insane reality that I'm living in, where who would want that? Like from their perspective, who in God's name, why, like, who would want to, they don't want to hang out with the kid whose mom, one of them boned, you know? So I understand maybe. I've reached out on multiple social media platforms, and we're still awaiting a response. I just want to hang out, dude. You know what I mean? I don't even want to, I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. Like maybe they think I'm mad, and that's why they don't want to hang out. And they're like, this guy's gonna freak out. You know, I'm proud. I'm proud of my mother. I'm proud of me. And I just want, you know what I mean? I guess I got closure though. So that was the show. Elle King is daughter of Rob Schneider, you know, and he wasn't there. I did think about giving him a text and going, "Hey, I'm going to see your daughter tonight," but that can come off in different ways. And I don't know what kind of relationship. I've heard it's been a little tumultuous, so. But I've also heard that they're good now, so I don't know. You could see I could see it at one point. They have the same eyes. That's what I noticed. They have the same eyes. Um, Elle and Daddy Rob there. Because there was a point she was wearing shades all night because she's cool as hell, right? So she was wearing her shades on stage, and there's a point where she kind of did like that, which is also the point where I thought she was gonna be like, "Yo, I love your comedy." She didn't say that, but the sunglasses came down a little bit. I saw her eyes. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's the animal right there. That is the spawn of a bench warmer." Those are two movies that he was in. Rob Schneider is a great dad. Rob Schneider is in a difficult relationship with his daughter. That's a South Park reference. Anyway, it was a good time. A lot of, like I mentioned, a lot of white folk. I know I was like, oh man, I was just looking around the crowd and I was like, how many of these women, first of all, how many of these women absolutely love Bon Jovi, right? And I stand by that. Big Bon Jovi vibes coming out of those women. Nothing wrong with that. I used to like Bon Jovi. Woo 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 woo, like that guy. Hold on, I got to do this. Tommy used to work on the dock. Union's been on strike. He's down on his luck. It's tough, so tough. I feel like those women would have gone absolutely batshit for that if that song came on. Living on a Prayer. Anyway, I was also looking around thinking how many of these women have appeared on a Karen compilation, dude. That's them. That's them. You know, I'm sure that, look, they were having a good time. They were wearing cowboy hats. Some of them were dancing and grooving. You know, and I'm not a tall guy. Okay, all right, fine. I'll say it. I'm not a tall guy by any stretch of the means. I'm not short. Let that be extremely clear. Okay. If you saw me on the street, you might say that guy's short. But I don't identify as short. I identify as not tall. I think there's a difference. One time a guy asked me, this is tangential, but one time a guy asked, my merch guy actually, he didn't ask me, when I first met him to get some, my merch going, he said, first thing he said to me, he's like, oh, I thought you were a lot taller. Oh, you seem taller from your Instagram videos. And I thought, cool. He goes, oh man, I thought you'd be taller, but you're not that tall. That's how we got acquainted. Hey, what's up? I'm Trey. How you doing? He's like, hey, great to meet you. Man, I thought you'd be taller based on your videos, but you're not that tall. Okay. No, I'm not. Frickin' guy. Anyway, so when I go to concerts, I'm not that tall. I'm not that all the time. But when I go to concerts, there's some issues that arise for me, right? Can't see over people. I mean, if there's people standing in the way, I just can't see over them. And it blows. You're doing this, you're craning your neck, you're like, and God forbid they're swaying to the beat. Now I gotta sway opposite of them to see the show. But last night, I'll tell you this, I saw the downside of being tall at a concert. This guy, he wasn't huge, but he was, significantly taller than me. He must have been like 6'3" or, whatever, 2 or 3 or 4 maybe, probably 3. And he was standing next to me, next to my group, and we were standing in front of the like a VIP or disabled section. It was like gated off, and there was like chairs for people to sit in. Now we're in standing, general whatever, the pit, if you will. And And so there's all these people in like this disability section. Um, and then this tall guy standing next to me, also standing in front of that gate. And a couple women came up to him and were just complaining that they couldn't see. And it's like they're telling this tall guy off like he's done something wrong by being tall, you know? And she was having a discussion with him, saying like, "Look, we're sitting right here, and you're in front of the way, and we can't see anything. You guys are standing in front of the gate." And it's like, well, what in God's name do you want him to do? Was he supposed to leave the show? Oh no. People who look, it's a disability section, sure, but it's not like, how do I put this? It wasn't like that disabled. You know what I mean? Like, there was somebody in a wheelchair. It's like that kind, like literally, like physically incapable of, standing. But a lot of these people could stand, and this woman included, because wow, she had to get up to go talk to this guy about how she couldn't see when she was sitting down. Well, I guess you're standing. I mean, what would you have me do? What would you have me do? So I kind of felt bad for him. Then I remembered, nah, he's tall. I don't care. I don't have sympathy or empathy. I can't have empathy for tall folk. You know what I mean? Because another guy tried to. This guy, a security guy, one time at a club. He's huge. He looks like Hodor, and he was telling me. One time he was telling me how he's like, it's not that people think it's so great being this tall and being this big, but he's like, but it's actually not. I'm always in somebody's way, and I can't fit certain places. I can't do this. I can't do that. And I just looked at him like, yeah, real tough, bud. Yeah, sounds like you're really going through it there, hey? Hey, sounds like you're really going through it there, eh? I don't care, dude. Because my theory about tall people is that they cannot not tell you. They can't not bring up or mention how tall they are, or just the fact that they're tall. They gotta let you know, as if I can't fucking see you, man. Oh, tall guys love to tell you how tall they are. Hey, how you doing? Oh man, I gotta watch out for these doors. I'm 6'8". Oh man, when you're 6'10", it's just, it's not as easy. Yeah, sure, I get to see little places, but I'm actually shut up, dude. They're literally like, hey, how you doing? My name's Kevin. I'm 6'9". I'm like, wow, dude, great. That's what it's like meeting a tall person. Hey, how you doing? My name's Sean, and yeah, I'm 6'9". I'm 6'10". Okay. That might work on women. Sure, why not? It's not gonna. What do you want me to do about that, dude? They can't not. They're trying to be victims. You're not the victim, bro. You know what I mean? Oh no, your heart's gonna stop sooner than mine because it's working so much harder than mine. I don't care, bro. Oh no, you went through a lot of pain as a child growing up. You went through a lot of physical pain because your bones kept growing and it hurt. I got a whole other kind of pain. There's a whole other kind of pain when you watch your friends just keep growing and you're the same size you were when you were 13, bro. That's a different kind of pain, okay? I'm sorry, I'm getting frustrated. I gotta calm down. Tall people, man. Hey, what's up? Hey, how you doing? They're looking down. Fuck you. God damn it. I'll never be tall. Getting a lot of we got thanks for everyone who's been watching, who checked out the last clip. I saw that's been getting some views. um, about the from last week's episode about a woman, you know, about women trying to get in my bum hole, and it's got the people talking, you know. Um, people get political with it, or people are always going to turn anything political, which reminds me about the show. The last thing I'll say about the concert was, just looking at that crowd. I said to, I just had the thought, like, man, how absolutely nuts. I said to my friend, you want to get this crowd really going? Start a "Let's Go Brandon" chant. Ho-hoo-wee. Boy, I tell you what, that would have lit that place up, dude. And I'm not a political guy. And because of that, I love trolling political people, right? Not necessarily professional political people. I don't really care. I mean people who make politics their identity, or they make it their personality, right? They everything's got to become something, And people just take it too seriously, and that is my favorite demographic to make jokes toward and about. Just starting a "Let's Go Brandon" chant at a country music concert, that would have lit that place on fire, dude. Do that, troll. You make fun of people. You should troll people who take things too seriously, because it's fun to watch them react. The more seriously they take it, the angrier they're gonna get, and the more fun it's gonna be for you, man. If you can, if you can withstand the wrath, like, find a real conservative, like a super right wing, MAGA hat wearing, or freaking, whatever you see that as, however you want to dress them up, to go up to one of them and tell them that you appreciate their support towards the LGBTQA plus community, and then just watch them unravel. Like, wow, it's so nice to meet a fellow LGBTQA plus community member. Thank you for taking the stand and showing, and helping out our community. And just watch their brain just break, being like, wow, I didn't know that. I haven't met another gay conservative. This is a real treat. And then just watch them, And then on the other side too, dude, just find a super left wing, liberal, and call them racist. And just see what happens, Watch them just unfurl, Watch them just straighten out that slinky, or when you're like trying to wrap something on a, what's it called, a spool, something like with something taut on a spool, and then you mess it up and it just like that. That's what happens to these people, and it's so fun to do. Make fun of everybody, okay? Just do it. People make fun of me every day. They say, the amount of people that commented on the butt stuff, the finger in the butt thing, telling me that I look like the kind of guy who would want that. I'm not confirming nor denying the allegations, but I get called gay all the time, dude. And it's like, yeah, all right, whatever, man, fine. All the time. But what are you going to do, man? I'm going to keep putting this stuff out, hoping people like it. But yeah, you should make fun of people who take things too seriously. Unless it's like real stuff, if somebody's, just lost like a family pet or something. Probably shouldn't make fun of them for that, but when it's stuff like, you know, politics, I mean, come on, bro. What are we doing? Really? Oh, yeah? Really? Huh. Well, you know what? You're racist. And then just, what? 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 And let the hilarity ensue, man. Let that hilarity ensue. Seeing Elle King, seeing her smoking that joint. There was also like behind at the concert. I know I said I was done with this, but here we are. At the concert, in the section, I was like right in front of the gate with this for VIP/disabled section, and there was a little girl who was like standing on a chair. She was in that section, but like right behind to the side of me, right? And she touched my hand a couple times, and I didn't like that. I was like, "What are you trying to do? What do you got, Chris Hansen? What are you trying to do? Stop it!" I was leaning on it. I had my on the gate, and she fucking. Anyway, so I was aware of her, and I didn't. I mean, I didn't care about it until I saw Elle King smoking the weed on stage and talking about being high and stuff, and partying and all this kind of stuff. And I was just thinking like, oh man, yeah, there's a child here who's probably doesn't know about any of that, you know, and now she's seeing her could be her favorite artist doing that stuff, and it's like, oh, that's how. Oh shit, yeah, it does. Oh, it does influence kids. How could it not? Because it influenced me, and I'm not even a fan. I just saw her smoke, and I was like, man, that looks cool as hell, dude. I should be smoking weed right now. That's how I felt. And but it did make me think about the first time I the first time I puffed a doobie, and it was I lived in Canada, and I was young, and I was with a friend who is still my friend to this day. Okay, and we're back. Had to let that jet go by because I live in an active war zone. Anyway, so the first time it was I lived in Canada, and my buddy and I, artwork. We knew this kid who was, just a bad kid, whose name was Brock, and just a skinny, Slim Shady looking motherfucker. And we knew that he had like an older brother who was, whatever, who had access to this kind of stuff. So we met up with this kid in an alleyway. He said, hey, meet me in this alleyway. He specified the alleyway. I don't know how we found it, but we did. He was sitting in this car. Now, we were like 13 or 14 at the time. And he was sitting in a car, and his older brother was in the driver's seat. And my buddy, they're talking like, okay, so here's your money. And then Brock, he says, okay, here's your stuff. And he holds out his hand like this. And then my buddy put his hand under like that. And Brock just opened his hand and just dropped the weed into his hand. My buddy was like, hey, man, you don't have a bag for this or something? And Brock's like, no, dude, my bad. You have to just take it like that. So then we had to walk back. My buddy put his hand like cupped into his pocket, cupping it the whole time we were walking. Just an absolute whatever. And then so I think we fashioned it an apple or a pipe out of an apple or something like that. And then we just went for a walk in the neighborhood. It was a nice neighborhood. It was, snowing, and we're walking, and just talking about whatever. And then I looked at my phone and I saw that I was on a call with my dad. He was on the other line. And my heart stopped. My heart stopped. I'm just staring at it, and I see that this conversation's been going for like 10 minutes. I'm like, "Oh, sweet Lord. What did he hear? What does he know? What did I say?" And so like I hung up. And then lo and behold, he calls me right back. So I pick it up and he's going, "Hey, what the hell's going on, man?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is it for me." My dad, who lived in another country, but still, he said, "What are you doing, man? I just hear all this crunching. All I can hear is crunching and this and that, and you guys are, mumbling." And I thought, "Oh, thank God, man." The phone was in the pocket, so all he heard was the walking. And the snow, thank God the snow was there because it was loud walking on it. And and I swore off drugs for my entire life after that moment. Now, did that last? No, it did not. It picked up again a few years later, But by golly, I did it, and I felt the presence of a higher power. I felt that something was watching over me and saved me from the verbal ass whooping that I would have received from my dad. There was another time. The other time I butt dialed my dad was when I was in high school having intercourse with my girlfriend at the time. But that story's gonna have to. I'm gonna have to tell you that story on the next episode, because that's gonna do it for today. Thanks for watching, everybody. Leave a comment if. Deadbeat of the week, I think, is gonna go to that woman at the concert who got upset with a guy for his height. That's a pretty dumb move. Deadbeat of the week also goes to tall people for the exact same reason, for being tall and not being able to shut the fuck up about it. Okay? Anyway. Write in if you've had any weird experiences at a concert, or anyone's like come at you for something that you literally could not control. That's always a fun time. So, yeah, that's gonna do it for today. Thanks for watching, everybody, and TréLamb.com for merch, for tickets to live shows. I'll be in Reno next weekend, and then I'm booking. I got a Tampa Bay thing coming up in July, so watch out for that too. Yeah, merch is there. And that's gonna do it for today. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Take care.